anyone out there that is listening and watching what I'm saying right now, know that they're watching the greatest wrestler on the face of God's green earth. World League Wrestling. It means that I'm still able to do the one thing that I started doing when I was 15. I'm doing it to make wrestling back to where it used to be.
WLW! WLW! WLW!
They shut up and wrestle.
That's right. Superstars, they always put on a great show.
Definitely, definitely. They always give it their all, no matter what, no matter if one fan's here or 1,000 fans are here.
They always put on a great show, and they're always here for fans.
Yep. I'm Kyle Roberts from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
I'm Dane Horst, and I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
My name is Rex Fultz. I am from Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Born and raised in Missouri my whole life.
Stacy O'Brien, and I am from Boston, Massachusetts.
My name is Jack Gamble. I'm originally from Reno, Nevada. I grew up there.
Brian Pittman. I'm a photographer, get to capture in-ring action.
My name's Dylan Hiley, and I'm from Edwardsville, Illinois. Just recently moved to St. Charles to Missouri.
What brought me to World League Wrestling is the name Harley Race. It's obviously one of the best wrestlers of all time. And not only that, but having that name of Harley Race, that connection behind that, and knowing that it's going to be a good, reputable wrestling school to start my training at. And not only that, but having that training, and then, once I'm ready to start being on these shows and working for a great company like World League Wrestling.
You hear about legends like him throughout, all those WWE documentaries and other documentaries as well. You see him as a person who's always kind of held that torch, 8 times NWA champion, and just to be here in his presence and to work for his promotion is a great honor.
Harley Race. His reputation, I've seen his company grow, and there's no better talent, so that's what brought me here.
It's a family environment. From, the ringside announcers to the guys in the ring, everybody is just one big happy family, and just an amazing time.
Harley's, to me, he's the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. Who better to learn from than 8-time NWA heavyweight champion Harley Race?
Harley Race, World League Wrestling, it's all in the name. Where else would you want to go to try and start a wrestling career besides where Harley Race has been putting his name ever since he retired? It's a no-brainer, really.
I've been trying to apply for the last 5 years to every wrestling organization. I'm in love with wrestling. It's my life's passion. I can remember being on the couch as a little kid in my cast, in my wheelchair, watching wrestling every single day. Every day it was on. And this is what I wanted to do with my life. I did announcing in high school and in college. And this is my ultimate goal and my passion in life, is to be calling professional wrestling. When I was 5 years old, I was not given a lot of time. I wasn't guaranteed a lot of time with my disease. I was supposed to not make it to C5. Broke about 80 bones, 10 surgeries. I was on a pallet a lot, couldn't move, couldn't go outside, couldn't do what other kids were doing. So professional wrestling was my getaway. That's what I used to watch every single week with my grandma. I used to mute the sound and literally announce just like good old JR. And I fell in love with it. From the first VHS tape of Sting and Vader and the Four Corners match, I was hooked. And I watched every single week of Monday Nitro, later watched WWE, and I was hooked from the get-go. And this has been something that I've applied for the past 5 years to every wrestling organization I could find. And this is what I want to do with my life.
Me tonight, been right here in Troy, Missouri. Welcome to the
Interactions with the fans is so important because without them, we wouldn't be doing what we do. And no matter if there's 50 or 500 people in the crowd, we always give it everything that we got out there. But obviously, the more people that are there help. The more people that get into what we do and love what we do really helps a lot.
Well, at my job, I have to interact with the fans. You know, I have to do it on a daily basis. It's a situation where I absolutely love it. They feed me energy, I try to feed them energy right back. And we have this kind of co-symbiotic relationship there. And if it wasn't for the fans, WLW, World League Wrestling, would not be here.
Oh, to me, it's one of the most important things. I love very intimate settings where if one person says something, I try to pick up on it. I'm like, hey man, I heard you, because that makes their experience even better than just watching us wrestle. You know what I mean?
The love for wrestling, the passion that the wrestlers and the fans show, I feel like there's a really good relationship between the wrestlers and the fans, and you really don't find that anywhere else.
Without the fans, there's nothing for us. We'd be wrestling in empty arenas or in backyards to put on the internet. The people are so important to be here, to get that interaction, to make them feel like they belong here as well.
I mean, every time I come in here, everybody treats everybody like a family. We're really passionate about the business, and we want to put on the best show we can for our fans. I work full-time 50 hours a week in my wheelchair and still come here once every month to try to announce and get stuff out there for our fans. It's something that I'm passionate about and will always be passionate about. And we're not done yet. We're not even close. We haven't scratched the surface. So we got a lot more to go. And I'm just going to keep fighting, and we're all going to keep working until we get this to the next level.
World League Wrestling, you couldn't have a bigger, more important figure representing this corporation, company, and other races.
Io sono.
We are. I am World League Wrestling.